Okay, just a very quick video uploaded to YouTube for all those on Facebook on my stream asking me about loadouts. I've got a 13-year-old son who tests loadouts. He follows lots of YouTubers about loadouts. He tests them, levels up the guns, and then advises me on what to use. I then test them for my playstyle, and here we go. So, I tend to run with the Mac 10 and the Krig still, even though I know the FFAR and LC10 are kind of in favour. But quite importantly, here's a tip that works out really well for us these days. I don't run Overkill at all anymore. I always run Ghost, so you can see all of my loadouts are Ghost. I mean, they're called Ghost because I used to have some Overkill and some others, but I just run Ghost all the time now. So I pick up the guns when I drop, and the one that I've got best, be it an AR or be it an SMG. Say I've got a really good SMG when I've dropped to the ground on BR, then on my first loadout get an AR, as I've already got a good SMG. So say I pick up an LC10 or something, I'll then go for an AR on my loadout. So I've got Ghost, an AR of my choice, and then whatever good SMG I found, or vice versa. If I've found a good LMG or an AR, I'll then get an SMG from my loadout on Ghost. So somebody was asking me about the ARs at the moment. So I've got a fully loaded Grau. Notably, you can only use fully loaded perk on Modern Warfare guns, so not the Black Ops guns. So I use the first two of my loadout for speed. If I drop and I'm in trouble, I can get a fully loaded MP5 or fully loaded Grau. Then I've got Snipe, LMG RPD smashes people. I used to use the PKM, etc., but the RPD seems way better. And interestingly, I use a variable scope on it because I usually playing as a team. I'll use this RPD. It's great for suppressing enemy fire with a scope if they're up on top of rooftops, etc., to get my team out of trouble. Then there's the Mac 10. Then there's the AN94 with a 2 times variable on it. Then there's the shotgun. The Warden is the one I use. Groza, which I'm trialing at the moment. The Krig 60 is my go-to AR. Somebody asked me about the loadout for that, so I shall show you. Okay, so my Krig 60 is level 55 at the moment. Let me zoom out a little. I'll have to zoom in actually for you to be able to see it. Agency suppressor, 10.7 Ranger, 19.7, sorry. Susat multi-zoom, which I absolutely love. My son doesn't like using zooms on ARs because he uses them for mids to close range. So he's one of these sweats that uses the FFAR or the Krig without scopes because he obviously favours like having a stock or something instead. No stock in this one. Underbarrel, field agent grip, ammunition, 60 round. I mean, if you're going to stick another mag on it, if you're going to have, oops, let's go down. If you're going to go for an ammunition loadout, you might as well, as they all slow it down, you might as well go for the 60. This works really well for us anyway. Then no rear grip, and that is my Krig 6 loadout. Notably, you don't pay so much attention to these graphs because, as my son rightly pointed out, all the YouTubers that he follows, they all test this stuff, and sometimes the graphs are wrong. For example, a laser in real life shouldn't improve your hip fire, but in the game it actually improves hip fire accuracy, not for using the laser visually so much, but the laser itself gives more accuracy to the gun, which is a bit daft, but there you are. We are talking about COD and Warzone after all. And then I've got, down the bottom, for example, I've got an MP5 with Ghost. So I sacrificed the fully loaded for other stuff because at the top of my loadout, I've got an MP5 fully loaded. Obviously, you have to lose one of your other options if you choose fully loaded perk. So I've got one with fully loaded at the top there in case I drop in trouble. And I've got an MP5 then, which is the best setup that you can find at the moment. Let's go to that one for you. So yeah, we got monolithic suppressor. We got an F-TAC collapsible, perk FMJ for damage, 45 round mags, Commander foregrip. Now the reason I run with a perk for damage over, like, say, a barrel or a laser or an optic is because I use the MP5 as an SMG. All my SMGs are used for very close quarters, so I don't care much for accuracy, because if somebody's 3 or 4 feet away from me, if I can't hit them 3 or 4 feet away from me, then these other options are not going to help me, are they really? So it's down to my accuracy. So I know some people use MP5 and MP7 and stuff like that for kind of short to medium range, but I use it for very close quarters, and I would opt for like a Krig or an LMG for further afield, really, or a Gozer. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. It's long enough. Any questions, drop them in the comments below. Thanks.